Silence stretched across the cosmos for endless months. A hush so deep, it seemed to swallow the stars themselves. Voyager 1, a spacecraft older than the Internet, older than most of those who now waited for its voice, had gone completely quiet. 15 billion miles from Earth, it drifted alone through the dark gulf between suns. No signal. No heartbeat. Only silence. A silence so profound it felt as though the universe itself had pressed pause. As if creation itself were holding its breath, a heavy curtain had fallen between humanity and its most distant creation. Scientists waited. They called across the void. They listened, straining their ears to the static of infinity. But there was nothing. Only the whisper of empty space. After nearly 50 years in flight, the most distant human-made object in history appeared to have fallen silent forever. The last ember of a journey that began in 1977 flickered out in the cold, lonely darkness. Hope began to dim. The endless dark felt eternal, absolute, final. And then, a whisper returned. A trembling pulse cut through the cosmic quiet. Not a routine system update. Not a mechanical check. Something far stranger. Voyager sent back more than data. It sent revelation. A message from the edge of all we know. It shattered an ancient illusion, that beyond the solar wind lay only emptiness. Voyager had discovered something else entirely. Beyond the boundary of our sun's reach lay not silence but structure. Movement. Pressure. Boundaries woven into the darkness like threads of an invisible tapestry. When Voyager crossed the heliopause in 2012, it became the first human-made object to truly leave the sun's protective bubble. Many believed that would mark the end. That it would fade, lost forever in the endless night. But in April 2024, a faint signal returned. A flicker. Delicate. Ghost-like. Yet unmistakable. And what it began to transmit next shook the very foundations of modern astrophysics. Because beyond the heliopause, space was not still. It hummed. A low-frequency vibration. Steady. Deep. Rhythmic. It flowed through the void like the heartbeat of something immense, unseen, alive. Voyager's plasma wave detector was the first to sense it. A whisper hidden inside the noise. The hum was joined by bursts of plasma density. Tiny spikes of energy. Echoes of ancient stars long dead before Earth even existed. It was as if Voyager had sailed into the memory of the universe itself. The emptiness we imagined was in truth an ocean. An unseen sea, swirling with invisible tides and currents of energy. And in that vast cosmic ocean, our tiny golden probe drifted on. Fragile. Enduring. Navigating the tides of eternity. As it ventured deeper, Voyager's instruments began to reveal landscapes no telescope could ever capture. Not images of light, but portraits drawn in magnetism, plasma, and invisible currents. Its magnetometer recorded wild, twisting streams. A clash between the sun's magnetic field and the far greater galactic field beyond. But it wasn't chaos. It was rhythm. Order written in the secret language of energy. Perhaps the Milky Way itself possesses a hidden skeleton. A framework of colossal magnetic filaments threading across the galaxy, invisible to human eyes. Rivers of force guiding where stars form. Where matter gathers. Where radiation flows like invisible tides, unseen but immense. Voyager had crossed one of these thresholds. A frontier where two vast cosmic powers collided. A surge of high-energy particles streamed toward it. ghostly messengers from shattered stars and distant black holes. It was a storm of raw power. The breath of ancient suns colliding with a human-made machine. This was no gentle crossing. It was sudden. A cliff, not a shoreline. A sharp transition that redefined what a boundary in space could be. By late 2023, the mission seemed lost again. Voyager's signals grew faint, broken, distorted by cosmic rays. But NASA's engineers did not surrender. They searched. They analyzed. They believed. At last, they traced the failure to a single dying memory chip. Then they attempted the impossible. From 15 billion miles away. They performed digital surgery, rewriting Voyager's ancient brain using backup systems older than most of those now listening. Each command took nearly a full day to arrive. Another to return. A 48-hour heartbeat stretched across space and time. It was like performing brain surgery on a patient you could never touch, using tools older than your parents, across a gulf no human could ever cross. And it worked. One by one, Voyager's instruments flickered back to life. Engineering data first. Then the magnetometer. Then the plasma wave detector. Finally, the cosmic ray sensors. Each awakening was a heartbeat returning after a long coma. Each signal a whisper from the stars. Voyager wasn't just revived. The living galaxy itself spoke through it. For the first time, humanity saw a living map of interstellar space. Drawn not in starlight, but in the silent handwriting of plasma, radiation, and magnetism. Scientists called it the first galactic GPS. A guide for explorers of plasma clouds, magnetic rivers, and radiation belts threading through the vast black. Voyager had crossed interstellar cloudlets, immense fog banks of charged gas drifting between stars. Each region had its own temperature, magnetic pulse, and rhythm within the galactic hum. Every discovery added a layer to the map. A new verse to the silent song of the Milky Way. These were milestones, the first road maps of interstellar space. Voyager's findings carried something even deeper. The magnetic filaments it traced, glowing threads of power stretching across the stars, might be the veins through which the galaxy breathes. Channels where new suns ignite, where worlds are born. Voyager had become more than a probe. It was a cartographer of the cosmos, an artist sketching the invisible skeleton of the Milky Way. For centuries we thought the space between stars was empty. Silent. Smooth. Lifeless. But Voyager revealed the truth. It is alive. It moves. It changes. It remembers. A vast ocean of plasma and energy fills the darkness. Its tides rise and fall in eternal rhythm. Invisible storms sweep across the void. Currents of power, unseen yet immense, flow endlessly. Every pulse Voyager hears, every whisper it records, reminds us that the galaxy itself is breathing. Some call it background noise. Others call it the heartbeat of the Milky Way. Space is no longer empty. It is terrain, alive with motion and memory. Every fluctuation, every spike of cosmic rays, every echo in the hum are landmarks, coordinates in a living universe. Voyager is mapping them all, charting the unseen framework of existence itself. It was never built to find life. It was built to listen, to endure, to speak long after our voices fade. It carries no weapon, no pride, no fear, only questions. The answers it sends back are as profound as any discovery of alien life. The void is not void. It is structure. It is memory. It is history written in the quiet code of magnetism and energy. We once thought the solar system was a sealed bubble, a bright island drifting in a dark ocean. But Voyager tells another story. We are part of a living sea, a cradle woven from the ghosts of stars long dead. Voyager's discoveries are real, ancient, vast, alive. Every pulse it captures, every whisper it sends home reminds us of something timeless. We were never meant to stop at the edge of the sun's domain. We were meant to go further, to listen deeper, to understand that space is not absence but presence. A story waiting to be read. 15 billion miles from home, our golden-plated messenger still drifts. Still listens. Still whispers home. And perhaps, through that faint returning signal, the universe is whispering back. Because out there, beyond all we have mapped, beyond all we have believed, Voyager 1 proves a truth greater than distance. The real frontier was never space. It was the act of reaching